All right, guys, what's up? It's me again, Tuesday, February 18th, 2025, about 1:30 p.m. Eastern, and I just uploaded a video just talking about some trade analysis, some other things, and I hope you enjoy that. But just when I was finished uploading that video, the trade that I was talking about in that video, the trade I've been waiting for, might be setting up here. So I wanted to kind of turn the recording back on. I have some time today. I'm kind of in the mood. I thought, if I can catch this trade for you guys, I'd like to. So I'm looking to copy trade my three Topstep XFAs. As I said, the ones I just took a $13,000 payout on. Got about 4,800 in one, 4,200 in the other, 4,168 in the other two. And I'm looking for a long. Go watch the previous video. You'll see me explain all this in detail. I don't need to go over it again. But for those of you who already watched that video, I'm looking to go long down here for various reasons, right? So here's my lower time period chart. I'm looking to get long into this support right here, right? So what can you see here on the lower time period? Because the lower time period's got to confirm, right? So you can see we're trending up here, reversal back down. Now we're in congestion. So the question is, are we going to stay in congestion and push higher like this? Or are we going to break down, test these lows, see if those hold, and then push back up like this? Well, here's the way I like to do things. Do you see the pink dot and the cyan dot sitting here together, right? Well, that's a very, very key level, right? If we were to close above that and above the envelope there and above that true average and above that pink dot, that live pink dot, then I would consider taking a long because we're kind of getting close to the support area where I want to go long. We're close to the value area low on the daily. We've got some good levels here. So this is what I'm looking for, but I don't get emotionally attached. Like, I don't have to take this trade right now, right? If my charts confirm, then I'll take the trade. Still doesn't mean it's going to win. Still could lose, but at least it stacks the odds more in my favor when I've got all my indicators lined up and they're all telling me, hey, this is a good spot to try your long now. Okay, then I'll try the long, right? So let's just see. This is kind of fun. We can catch this live, do it together. You can see right here down the bottom, 94.41. That's how many contracts have traded. Each one of these are 10,000 contracts, right? So as this gets closer to 10,000, that is when this current bar will close. And where this bar closes is very, very important, relative to all these levels I just talked about here. These dots here, that live dot, so I want to see. And I'm never in a hurry, guys. Like, if you just wait for the good trades, I think waiting for the right trade to come to you, of course, it helps to have a system that works, that you can use very objective measures to tell you if the time is right to take the trade. That's very helpful. But assuming you have that, then you wait and you just let the good opportunities come to you. And then, trading gets a lot more fun. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, you can see at least my yellow dot is below us, which anything below us is support, right? The near low, which is that blue line, that's support, right? Anything above us is resistance. And you might say, yeah, but there's so many dots and lines all over the place. How do I know which ones to use? Well, you know which ones to use based on where you are with the higher time period. What are the higher time period dots telling you, right? What type of trading are you in? Are you in congestion, meaning are you range bound? Are you trending? Is it volatile? Is it quiet? All these things influence, your decision-making process in terms of what you're looking for. So there's the close, right? Now, not a bad place to get long right here. I mean, I'm not going to get long, and I'll tell you why. I just don't like, number one, okay, we did suck back up, which is good. And we closed above those dots, which is good. And we closed above the true average, which is good. But our yellow dot is way down here. So that's number one. That would be, I'd want to see if that level got tested, right? But you see that pink dot right there? And the red line, which is the near high, and the middle of the moving average envelope, that dotted line right there. All those things, right? Not to mention we have a crossover. You see the near low is higher than the near high. So that's a lot of resistance right there. A lot, right? Doesn't mean it won't break. We might just go up straight through that and then, oh, I missed my trade. That's okay. I'm not interested in taking a trade unless I see everything line up, because I don't have to force it, right? Like, if I hit a good trade on these three accounts today, Let's say I make $500-600 per account, $700 per account, whatever it ends up being, you know, collectively $1,500, $2,000. That's a really good day, right? You don't need to have many of those days a week to make a really good living every month. So that's why I'm content to wait. So I'm going to keep recording this, but I'm going to pause it because I don't want to sit here and talk for, 20 minutes while I'm waiting for this trade to set up. But I'll click the recording back on in real time live if I see what I like. But I'm just telling you now why I didn't buy that right there live in real time before it happens. And we'll see what happens. I don't have any, there's no like, oh, my analysis says this, so I have to be right. No, I always tell myself, in all truthfulness, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. You have to think that way as a trader. You have no idea what's going to happen. But if you got a methodology that gives you a good roadmap and good levels, you can play the probabilities and put the probabilities on your side. If you're right 6 or 7 times out of 10 and you make 2 or 3 times what you lose when you lose, then you're going to have a good system with a high, good expectancy where you're going to make money. That's the name of the game, right? So I'm looking, I like this pink dot down here in the higher time period right at, this is also key, right? That pink dot is there. It's not going anywhere. Sorry, I should put that support. It's right at the value area low, right? And you've got that cyan dot. You got the envelope bottom there, the green. Oh, that's a nice little pocket right there, right? So I would love for my lower time period to confirm support at that level. Let's see. And it's also very important to pay attention to the fact that this higher time period chart, if I raise it like this, you'll see what I mean. You see all the volume here? These are 50,000 contracts. We're only at 32,000. So we still got, a little bit of ways to go before this one closes, right? All right, so you can see, well, we got some action going on here, some action Jackson. So I might as well just keep recording and we'll keep watching. And if I take the trade, I always check too. Okay, I got one contract on my copy trader, copy trading 3 accounts. Are they the correct accounts? Yes, they're the correct accounts. Oh, is it the right market? The NASDAQ, is it the right month, March, NQH 25? Yes. You always want to double check those things before you put on a trade, especially with trade copiers. All right, so let's keep an eye on this together. You can see some sellings coming in here. All right, very nice. And, I guess that's a nice dot down there. That's support. This is live. So all these dots are changing. The calculations are changing based on the volume and price in this current bar and some of this bar too. So these are not locked and loaded yet, right? But these are. So right when this bar closes, boom, then all this is locked and loaded, right? But it's calculating right up to the close, boom, it closes. And now you have your levels sitting there for you before price gets there. That's what's beautiful about this. Like you have your levels. It's not like after the fact, oh, well, there was a dot there and it only got there until after. No, this is there like in real time, right? And just to refresh your memory, go watch that previous video I just did. But this is the support level on the daily. Could it break? Could we go down here? We could, but I think there's some support there for right now. And we saw the higher time period here confirm it, right? That it was strong support. So, maybe it'll be strong again. And if I have indications here that it will be strong, then I'll buy. But if I have indications that the support is going to be weak and we're going to break and go through it, then I'll just hold off. Will I short? No, I just won't buy. So let's see what happens. I got to get a drink of water from my jug. Oh, this is my water jug. Very nice. Well, I took a shower at least, which is good, while the other video was uploading, but didn't get around to making the bed. All right, so now we're getting into this key level, and all we have to do is just let the lower time period there on the right, just watch it and let it tell us if we should buy here or not. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is the kind of stuff we'll do when we start live streaming. If you got any questions, after watching this video, just put them in the comment section. I'll be happy to do my best to answer them. Appreciate all your positive comments, the support, all that kind of stuff. You guys are awesome. I got a really, really cool group of people here on this channel. It's small and cozy and nice. That's the way I like it. Don't get me wrong. It'd be cool to have a few more subscribers, but I'm not going to be a professional influencer anyway, so I don't need to have millions and millions of subscribers. Patrick Whelan can do that. I mean, Patrick's been trading well. I mean, I know he sells that little course for $200 or whatever, but I mean, come on, what are you're learning bull flags and bear flags. You know, it's typical recycled horse shit. And I'm not saying that can't work if you're like a naturally gifted trader. I'm sure it can, right? I'm sure there are people who can make money doing that. But are you going to be able to learn it? Is it replicatable? Is it teachable? Is it going to give you an edge over time in all market conditions? Probably not. Does mine? Yeah, it does. And the reason it does is because it's built in such a way to adapt. I've got very specific rules for whatever I'm seeing on the charts. Okay, the market condition is choppy, it's trendy, it's volatile, it's quiet. Well, then I'm looking for different patterns and strategies within my system to play in that market type, right? So if I turn on my congestion strategy in a trending market, then it's not going to work because that's not the way it's designed. But if you run the congestion strategy in a congesting market, it works. If you run the trending strategy in a trending market, it works. Not all the time, of course. You guys know what I mean. All right. So, by the way, Aaron, if you're watching this, Aaron Trades, I checked out your live stream last night trading gold. It was fun to watch. I couldn't be on too long because when you get started in Australia, that's kind of when I'm winding down and heading to a glass of wine. So, but it was nice to see your live stream. Nice job, man. Aaron Trades, he's another guy. He's a good guy. He's got like a really good approach to the market. He prepares, he comes in, he doesn't overtrade. Like he's got a lot of really good, valuable insights and trading skill. And so he's a guy that uses candlesticks, bear price action very, very well. And yeah, so there are like some really cool people out there. But I think the cool people with legit stuff are much, much fewer and far between than, a lot of the people out there just, I don't know, like Danny Trades and, all the other guys like that. It's unbelievable. But I guess any place you have, sorry, I got my throat here, but any place you have the ability to make a lot of money, you're going to have con artists and scammers. I mean, it's just, it comes with the territory, right? It's just the way it's going to go. And in trading, we can make a lot of money. All right, let's see here. So you can see the selling is increasing here on the footprint. And you guys, why do my indicators are developed solely for Sierra charts? Why? Because Sierra charts is fucking awesome. They're going to run my algos, like seamlessly. I love the infrastructure, the coding infrastructure on Sierra charts is a little bit more of a learning curve than like, Trade Evade or whatever. Yeah, of course. But with that learning curve, you get a way better product. And the volume information, believe me, guys, not all footprint charts are the same. All my indicators here are based on price, different volume metrics, different footprint metrics, and I've got different calculations to give each one of those lines and dots and all that kind of stuff. If you don't have accurate information, even if you have a good indicator system, it's not going to be good. So that's why you see Sierra charts, because the volume data, that comes through the Teton system that they use, it's really, really accurate, and not all volume data is equal, even though it all comes from the CME. That's true, but different companies filter it in different ways. So it's really, really important. Also, your futures charts, you want back adjusted data, right? I don't have time to go into that right now, but there's a lot of these little things that are very important for your charting. And people are like, oh, well, Sierra charts, I got to pay like, $40 a month or whatever. It's like, yeah, I mean, I get it. It's not fun, but look, like $40 a month, there's my internet going out, $40 a month, on one NASDAQ contract, that's 2 points. So I think if you're going to play the game, you want to play it with the best tools. It's just my opinion. And you can see this is my sim account for Sierra, because I don't trade on this. I just use Sierra charts and the data to chart. And right now, all my trading is done on my prop firm accounts, right? So, but when I run my algos, in the future, we talked a little about that. Then I'm going to, probably open up a futures account that I connect to my Sierra charts, and then I can run the algos on those and, all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty exciting. And the algos for me, they're just gonna like allow me to catch way more of these good moves while I'm sleeping, or I don't want to sit here and watch the screen all day, especially when I'm down by the beach. And they say Jaco in Costa Rica. It looks like Jaco, Jaco. It's a place on the beach. it's the closest beach to San Jose, Costa Rica, the capital. Right now we're in San Jose. We're going down to Jaco, but they don't say Jaco. They say Jaco because you got the little thing at the end. Like right now we're in Escazú. They don't say Escazú. They say Escazú because you got the over the U at the end. So now when I think of Jaco, I go Jaco, Jaco. I think of an owl when I think of Jaco. Don't ask me why, guys. When you're trading this much and you're by yourself and you're watching these charts, you got to have a little fun with these, whatever comes to your mind, you know? My wife didn't think it was very funny. She was like, yeah, we're going to Jaco. I was like, Jaco. She just looks at me like, you're nuts. All right, so you can see we're getting into our support level here. I'm really interested in that level down there. This is going to tell me, I'm still waiting. So what's happening right now? Well, we were in congestion, right? That was our support, right? That was our resistance. Well, we saw live on the close of that bar right there, even though we sucked back up and we held support, technically, I told you why I didn't want to buy that. And, that was a good call, not wanting to buy that. And, now this bar is pushing lower. I don't really need to buy this because it's just, it's the first breakout bar from the congestion range. You still got some selling in there. You're breaking that support level, right? Because when we started, we opened here. So we opened above that support level, right? We're breaking that right now without any issues, right? So even though this live one is out here for now, why do I want to bet on any of this holding when my most recent clear level is breaking, right? And probably a lot of people got trapped right here, right? On when that got sucked up, even the candlestick people, because you'll see on the candlestick chart, there's a suck up green bar there on the 5 minute. I don't know what they call those, like a doji or I don't know, something. And then a lot of people might have thought it was going to go up, and now they're all trapped and they got to get out of their positions, and that's why this thing is leaking lower, right? So all these little things go into your mindset. But the most important thing, you don't have to know any of that stuff. The most important thing is like having a system. Where are your levels? Well, my level's here. I'm willing to take a shot. How much would I be willing to risk on these trades? I guess about $500 per account, maybe. But the thing is, I manage my losses the same way that I try to manage my winners. If I'm in a trade and I don't like it, like I can see when it's wrong, right? And sometimes my stop will get hit and okay, I'm out. But if I can see that I'm really wrong before it gets to my stop, I'll close it. And there's a big difference. Like you got to let your trades work for sure. You don't want to close things prematurely, but if you're doing it for good reasons and you can honestly tell yourself like, hey, I'm closing this trade because the trade's not working, that's good, close the trade. But if you're closing the trade because you're scared and it's getting close to your stop, that's not a good reason, right? So it's important to differentiate that. Might as well just chill and watch this here. It's kind of fun. What time is it here? It's well, it's 1:42 Eastern, so it's 12:42 here in Costa Rica. I'm gonna hopefully wrap this up soon with a nice winter, and then go for a hike in this area. It's a nice area if you like an urban jungle. Like I would never want to live in Beverly Hills ever because like I'm from right around there, and it's just an urban jungle. I've always loved the beach and the nature and the ocean, and so I can't wait to get down to Jaco. Because like here, when I'm done trading, I'm like, exciting. I get to go for a fucking walk, with thousands of cars and traffic and it's noise. I'm not complaining. It's just not my cup of tea. We started here in San Jose because I have family here. So we wanted to spend some time with them before we went on down to the beach. And I'm glad we did that. Crack the neck. Oh, I gotta get it. Gotta get a massage from my wife. When we visited Jaco last weekend, just checking it out for the first time, there's all these people, like these people on the beach. They come by you, they go, "You want a massage?" I'm like, no, thanks. My wife, and I point to my wife, I go, "My wife is my masseuse." That's funny. I think all the retired pensioner boomers are the ones getting those massages down there on the beach in Jaco. Thankfully, I'm not there yet. I'm right on the cusp of Generation X and Millennial because I'm 1980, and I think Millennial technically starts like 82 maybe. I'm not really sure, something like that. So I kind of like identify with both groups. It's pretty cool. All right, so you can see, excuse me, we are still see some good selling here. Steady selling, right? Sometimes you get an exhaust like this. You see this one here? Boom, huge selling, but it's probably not going to be able to sustain itself. You got to close above the live cyan dot there. That's good for a nice little move back the other way, right? So, but this looks more sustained selling that they can kind of keep the pressure on. And I wouldn't be surprised if they want to try to gun for those lows. The value area low of the day is right there. My nice little pink dot is there. So that's the area I'm really interested in watching. Now, if price gets down there, am I just going to jump in? No, I'm going to wait and see. You know, generally, I like to wait for the close of these bars because there's no worries. Like, I don't need to jump in. Like, if it starts going the way I think it's going to go without me, there'll be a spot to get in, and then I just have more confirmation. So it's not really a big deal. Check the phone here. I'll get to all this in a bit. All right, so there's the close. So you see, guys, like, yeah, we closed above the true average, but look, we're far away from the envelope. You see the distance there, right? This is kind of a, it still could go lower. I don't want to buy this. We broke that key support level on close. So there's no need to rush in here. Now, might it just pick up support and freaking reverse out of here? Sure, could happen, but you know, I don't have a crystal ball. So I'd rather just wait till my indicators look really good and then I take the trade. But certainly I would love to see a flash pattern here on the near lows. Like, let's just imagine if this thing can, you know, try to push down here like that, then that would, the calculation would bring this blue line from here and it would bring it down to here. And then you'd see this like little flash pattern type thing. That could be the bottom where you start to see the turn. We'll see. I don't know. So it's so you have your levels. Look, there's your support because you got a yellow dot there below you. It's right at that old low. You got your near low, that blue line. So anything underneath you that's like there is support. You don't have to know how these things are calculated or any of that kind of stuff. You just got to know the type of trading. You know, are we trending? Are we in congestion? And where are the dots? You know, where's the higher time period? Like, we're getting into this higher time period support zone. We're in, sorry, I'm far away from the mic. We're at this key daily level. Now, look, if this daily level breaks, yeah, we could see a nice follow through. I kind of have a feeling it's going to hold, but look, the price will tell us. The lower time period will tell us. Oh, but that's what I got to get in Haku. I got to get a standing desk because, man, I love having my standing desks. I hate sitting while trading. I hate sitting like ever. I'm not a sitter. It's just not good for the neck, the back. I love standing. It gives you more energy. All right, so you can see here, it's you know, it wants to test that level. Kind of did. You see some buying coming in now. You see the footprint was trying to shift to some buying. So there are some buyers stepping in here. I'm not buying yet. It's 1:48 Eastern. This is just not one I need to buy right here. Like, that was a good example of a buy right there. I didn't take it because I wasn't like paying too much attention, but see, it sucked down and then it sucked back up. And then you had close above those dots. You got that nice dot there. Yeah, that's not a bad little spot right there. But it's much more fun to do this live, guys. You see some buying coming in here. See the footprint kicking in? Now we're getting to this. This is a key level you got to watch because you got that old broken support that turns to resistance. You got this dot and the red line. You got a lot of resistance here. I don't know if it's going to hold, but let's see. That's the key level. If we close above that, then I'll start looking for longs, right? I don't need to catch the bottom. Because bar by bar, you're going to have the spots where you want to try to, get in. Like, so on this one, I was like, well, I'd like it to go a little bit lower. If it doesn't, no big deal. Now you can see some pretty good buying, right? This, we'll see. Here's the resistance level. We'll see if price can get through there or not. See how it struggles with that level? Might break through it, but you see how it's getting caught up. And that level is there before price gets there. So that's what's cool. All right, let's get some more water while we watch this. All right, hope you guys are having fun. I'm having fun. This is kind of like a warm-up for live trading. I mean, this is how we're going to do the live streams. Like, this is basically just what I do. I sit here and tell you what I'm seeing. All right. Trying to get through that level. Looks like it's probably going to do it. So then we'll see where this closes. I want to wait for the close. I'm not in a rush. Like, oh my God, what if it goes without me? Oh well, then I miss it. Not a big deal. Now, do I look back here at this bar and say, oh, do I regret not taking? No, I had my reasons. Like, hindsight is always 20/20. Like, I didn't want to take this because I had my reasons. And don't forget here on the higher time period, I'll raise it above my video. We got 45,000 contracts traded almost. And this will close at 50,000. So when this one closes, it'll also be the close of this one. And then we get a new higher time period. So price probably wants to make its way back to the point of control up here. Got some good buying coming in. So Andy, why don't you buy right now? Because we're breaking that level. I don't feel compelled. I like to wait for the closes. So I'll see where this bar closes and then see what kind of support levels we have here. So this is what you do, you just take it bar by bar by bar. So then you can see basically if this closes here, I'll have to see what kind of a pattern this gives me here. See if I like it or not. I just wait and see what the closes tell me and, make the decision. All right, I'm going to pause it just because we'll wait till this closes. I don't really have more to say right now. But I'm here and I'll continue when these close and we'll analyze and see if I'm going to take my trade. Exciting stuff. All right, guys, it's 1:58 p.m. Eastern, so I don't know, I paused it there for 5 minutes or something. Anyways, we're getting close to the close of both of these bars. They're going to close at the same time. And, I would say I'm going to have to see on this, I would like it if this near low, I would like that to come down and be support, because that's still moving based on a lot of information from this bar. So let's see what happens with that, because that will certainly determine if I want to look for a long over here. So just kind of keeping an eye. But you can see how, if you watch, watch carefully, and you'll see how when these bars are developing, the live indicators out here in front, they're still, so they're jumping around, and then boom, they lock when that closes, right? And then we get to the next one. Oops, hit my desk there with the chair. So you can see 8,800 contracts roughly traded, so about 1,200 more to go, because these are 10,000 contracts each. These are 50,000 contracts. So for those of you who are new, you got to get 5 of these lower time period bars to close, and then you get a close of the higher time period. And then when the new higher time period bar opens, we got to get 5 more lower time period bars. I like trading that ratio, 1 to 5. That's why I have 10,000 as my lower time period and 50,000. It's different for different markets. I do it based on the overall volume of the day, right? Like, so the NASDAQ, based on the daily volume traded, I like 50,000, 10,000. On something like gold, it would be different. I think my last one on gold, I want to say maybe 20,000 contracts for the higher time period, and 4,000 contracts for the lower time period, something like that. And then something like silver with very low daily volume, you can do like almost 2,500 contracts for the higher time period and 500 contracts for the lower time period. So you got to, structure it based on the market you're looking at. So you see, this is why I didn't feel compelled to force this, because I just wait for the close. I know there's a lot of resistance here, and you can see there's resistance there. So we'll see where this closes. All right, about 400 contracts left to be traded before these close. And then we'll see what we're working with. How long has this video been already? Jesus, 32 minutes. Well, I think there's a lot of good information in here for you guys, so I'll upload it. Hopefully we can get a trade. That's what I'm waiting for. All right, yeah, see? You see how my blue line shifted? That's support. I'm digging it, you guys. So this will be a good lesson for you. All right, this was higher time period trending down, hit all of our daily support here, popped up, didn't quite enter congestion because you didn't really get a close over that dot there. So that's a little pullback, picked up the congestion resistance level, fired back down. Now we're pretty much in congestion, right? So if we're in congestion, well, do I have a pattern? Yeah, I got the pocket. Beautiful pocket. Did these supports hold? Yep. And now where are our supports for this bar? Right here. You got the yellow dot, the cyan dot, the envelope bottom, the near low, the daily value area low. Support is stacked right there. 22,140-ish, right? So, I hope we may not get down there, but that's the area I'd like. So you can see here, 22,140 right in here. That's the area I'd like. So now this thing may just start going up from here. And if it does, I'll have to see if I can find a good entry point higher up. But for right now, I just want to wait and see if we can come to the level that I like. Because oftentimes these dots, they want to get tested. You can wait, you don't have to be scared about missing out. All right, so, I would love to see this fire down here, close like that, into all that support. Then I would buy for a move like that. But we may not get that. So let's pause it and just let this thing do its thing. And if I see something I like, I'm going to trade. I'll flip it back on. We're watching live. All right, guys. So look, it's coming down here. Now we're at this first support level here in the lower time period here. But I want us to try and test the higher time period support there around 22,140. So let's just see how price reacts here. I got my Topstep accounts over here ready to rock and roll right there. So when we're ready, we'll put it on and I'll show you. But see, now we don't need to be in a rush. Let's see how it reacts. Some good selling coming in. See, do I know if this support level is going to be strong or not? I got no idea. I'm just watching it. We're right at the support. Value area low of the day. You know, that pink dot is pretty darn important. So let's see. I'm going to wait for the market to close because I don't need to jump in here, right? You see, this is how you stay out of trouble. And staying out of trouble is what it's all about. If you can stay out of trouble, you'll get your winners. You take some losses. Overall, you'll make more money than you lose, and you'll be a profitable trader. So even if I don't take this trade, like, look, it's just bombing through the support level, right? So you see how I'm not in a trade right now. So it's like, how many people bought that daily low and are getting stopped out right now? Thankfully, I'm not one of them. Woo, that's some serious selling right there, huh? Pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. Just going to pause it for a sec. Gotta listen to my wife 1 sec. All right. So you see, we didn't rush. No harm, no foul. We didn't take any trades. See over here. No trades. We're just kind of waiting. Now the question is, you said like, okay, well, that could be an exhaust right there, you know, for a push higher, but I'm not going to take it. And the reason I'm not going to take it is because you just broke a lot of support. I don't need on the higher time period here. I don't need to be in a rush here, right? So sure, we might go back up, but that's fine. I don't need to rush in. I can wait. But see all that support there, and especially on this, we had all that support, all that support. So yeah, we had support. Do you ever know if support's going to hold or not? No, you don't know. But that's why you just watch the higher time period. You see, I didn't have a signal here because we were trending down. See, 1 close, 2 closes, 3 closes, 4 closes, all below the middle of the moving average envelope. That's a trend down, right? Well, why do I want to buy a trend down? I don't. I want to wait. So you guys heard what I said. I was waiting for support. So had this tested here, held, you know, maybe closed here, yeah, then I could buy because it'd be confirming, but didn't confirm. And this could be, you know, a bit of an exhaust to go get some stops, and it could push higher, but I don't want to buy that exhaust. Exhaust is for reversal, right? I don't want to buy that there just because where we are here in no man's land. And if it starts to spike back up, it'll give us some opportunities to get in on the next couple bars. But if it keeps leaking lower, we just watch and wait. This is why I love trading, you guys. It's just when you got a good system and you're just waiting for your setups, like it's fun. It's kind of like a mental chess match. So I'll pause it. I mean, we've been going this long already, right? Might as well wait and see. It's 2:11 p.m. Eastern, so we might get a good trade. I'd like to make some money today, so well, I'll keep watching this. Okay, so I might as well tell you guys what I'm looking at here. So you see how price is trying to push higher, but look, we all know that when support is broken, it becomes resistance, right? So we just got to keep an eye. This was a strong support level. It broke. Doesn't mean we can't suck back up above it. We can, but you know, we got to keep a close eye on all that support that's now become resistance. No rush. That's the most important thing I can say. It's just you don't need to be in a hurry. It's quality over quantity for sure. All right, guys, I'm just watching this. I'll pause the video because I'm trying to keep this video in real time as short as possible, but I'm trying to give you insights into my mindset, my process while I'm waiting for trades. This is what I do. All right, guys, let's just take a look. You see, that's that daily level where, you know, if we're going to have some support, it's pretty much going to be here. if there's going to be support there. If that starts to break, you know, we're probably going to be headed down to the daily near low, maybe even the daily middle of the moving average envelope here. Maybe even that pink dot. I mean, you never know, right? But anyways, it's still a possibility. Remember, though, we got all this higher time period, monthly, weekly, yearly. If you didn't watch the other video before this, go watch it. I explained all this. But we got all that resistance from the higher time periods pushing down. So got to be aware of that. So with this key daily level breaking here, we don't want to be in a rush to buy. In fact, you know, if we get a close lower on the higher time period here, we keep heading lower, I might look to jump on short on a pullback here on the trend down. We'll see. I don't really like, you know, the value area low is not really a place I generally want to short, but if it's going to really break down, you can get some really good moves. You just got to know when to take them. You see how the value area low is expanding now? So remember, this was up here. Now it's here. So the point is, we don't need to be in a rush. We're still, this could hold. I mean, it's not totally broken down just yet, because on the daily, if I just kind of, you see the envelope top, green line is right there. It's a key level. And we're right, it's 22,113. So just because we broke the true average at 22,135, it's a zone. So 22,113, you know, that's, you know, we'd have to have a solid break below 22,100, I think, to entertain any kind of ideas about shorting. But right now I'm still, my bias is still long if this can hold. Because, you know, maybe they're trapping some shorts here and this will reverse. We don't know. But we're going to see what this bar tells us. You can see the footprint here, you know, on that big move down, some good selling. Now you got a battle. You can see the sellers tried to push it lower. Minus 227 was the lowest print, but then it closed at minus 24. So there's a lot of absorption on that selling. But we also had a 298 buyers and a lot of absorption on the buying too. So that's why price got stuck there. But, you know, this is interesting. We have a close above our cyan dot and the true average. You got these two. This is some support here. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to buy it right, you know, just yet, because technically I don't want to buy here when we still have all that broken support here that could be very strong resistance. We don't know yet. So I'm not in a hurry. You know, if this thing starts rocketing to the upside, then we can look to jump on board the move, maybe back to the daily point of control up here. But let's just see. Never in a hurry. So I'm going to pause, and I'm kind of hoping I can get a trade for you guys after all this, but, you know, I'm obviously not going to force it. So it'll be what it'll be. Wow, guys, look at that move right there. Just out of nowhere. It's 2:24 p.m. Eastern, and we just had all that buying come in. So there you go. Let's we got some action going on. Some action, Jackson. I mean, I think this thing is you see my indicator shifting rapidly as the volume and the price shifts. All that buying is coming. It just, I was watching it while I was paused. It was just like boom. So I think now you could, I might look for a long here if it pulls back to like 22,130. I'm going to set an order there on Topstep. Maybe 3250. All right, I got an order at 3250. You can see right there, there's the order to go long. And we'll see what'll happen. I mean, well, that's a pretty good move right there. So I feel comfortable. If I get filled at 3250, you know, my out would be down below these lows. And by the way, if I get filled at 3250, you know, I'm going to want to see immediate push back up here and see this thing close back up in here to see if I'm going to hold it or not. But even, you know, 32.50 to 62.50. That's 30 points. That'd be 600 bucks in each account. I mean, I'd be happy with that. That had to have scared the shit out of some shorts there, huh? So let's see what happens. I usually get in at market, but in this case, a limit order is fine. Probably want to head back up to the point of control now at 22,190. But again, I don't want to chase up here. I might miss this now. I might just keep going, but I never like to chase. Like say, okay, this is the level I like. If I get it, I get it. I've noticed sometimes too with a copy trader on Topstep X, when you go in at market, it usually copies pretty perfectly all the time. But when you use a limit order, sometimes like 2 of the accounts will fill, but 1 won't. It's not often, but make sure you check that every time you use a limit order. So I'm just being patient here, guys. I think the shorts are stuck. And then I look back at this and say, should I have bought here at 22,120? Yeah, we had some support, but no, I don't regret not buying there because we were below all that. That was broken, so I'm good. Let's see. I think this 132, this general level here is a good spot to look long. Even 140 might not be bad because that's all this old support coming in here. I'll try and get it at 32.50 where I'm at now. See if we get lucky, get filled. But if not, I could be willing to get long in here at, 40-ish if we don't get back down. But this is trading, you guys. All right, guys. So we're just watching and waiting. I pulled my order just because it wasn't getting close. We're just sitting there at like 50. Couldn't get lower. I don't really want to take it here. I want some sort of a pullback that I might not get. Like oftentimes when this happens and I know like, okay, now the momentum is really pushing up, it'll give us a little pullback, give me an opportunity to get in. That's why I have my order there. But I don't want to chase it here because then you're like, okay, well, where does your stop have to be? It's like, I mean, way back here. Not really a good risk to reward proposition. So we can see here on the daily, see all that support was holding. But it kind of feels like the daily, I mean, I'd be pretty surprised to see us close back up in here. I mean, I think it's going to be pretty well. I think rallies will be capped. Definitely wouldn't short this, that's for sure, just because of that squeeze. So I'd be more interested, like right now, I would hope some people coming in could sell it back down here into this pocket, maybe 22,120. Anywhere down in here would be a sweet spot to get long. I'll watch the price action and go in at market if I like it. You can see we're going to get a close here in about 600 contracts right there. Oh, guys, I'm so tired. Just getting like not a lot of sleep. I talked about that in the last video. There's lots of clouds in the tropics. I'm looking out over San Jose. It's warm and nice, but it's always like cloudy, which is kind of nice too. Like it blocks a lot of the strong sun. Yeah, I think we're headed back up here to the point of control for sure. It's like a magnet. So that's if this gets a close, yeah, see, it still held the pink dot on close, but that's a strong bar. You got a lot of support down in here, so I'd be looking to get long somewhere down in here if I can. See if I can find a similar example. Something like this. You see, there's your flush, pulls back, squeezes higher, and then you just look for like a long. Try and get 30 points, something like that. Sorry if it's loud. I don't mean to be speaking like an NPR person. Sorry if it's quiet. So let's see. Yeah, so somewhere down into, I don't know, like, I mean, down here would be ideal, like 39, 38. Be a good level if possible. But I don't have an order. I'm just watching. So I'll pause and we'll just see what happens. I'll let you know if I'm in a trade. We'll record. So I'm not feeling in a rush here, guys. I'm just watching. I got no orders. I'm interested in this support level, but I'm not going to rush because, you know, as I was sitting here contemplating to myself, you know, this is kind of a messy bar here on the higher time period. I mean, you've got the fact that it bombed so far through that support and then picked back up. I'm not so sure, you know, we're out of the woods yet. We may want to test lower. So I'm just going to go close by close here. Now, if I get a good opportunity to buy down here, I probably will, but I want to just be patient. There are times when I know I really want to go in. Like when we had the momentum here and we were pushing and the buying was stepping in, you know, sometimes it'll just pull back, fill me, and then go. There's your 30-point winner. Boom. Done, right? But we didn't get that. So now, even though that's a similar level, it's not necessarily the same trade. So I'm just going to stay patient. It's 2:40 p.m. Eastern. This is trading, guys. Trading is, you know, watching, waiting, being patient. That's what it's all about. All right, pausing. Yeah, I mean, guys, I like this support. I'm just sitting here thinking about this. Didn't want to waste your time with the recording, but, you know, depending where we close, I like on the higher time period here. You got that true average. You could definitely just pick that up and squeeze back up here. It's kind of what I would be thinking is going to happen. But you got to be careful because you got conflicting forces. You got all that weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly energy pushing down. You got the daily kind of grinding up against it. So, yeah. I went over all that stuff in the video before this. So I'm looking if we can get a pullback, you know, down into support here. Probably take a stab at a long. I mean, see if I can find a similar situation. I call this scenario analysis. When you guys get my indicators, my charts, you can go back and look at all the data and you can do the replay so you can see how the live indicators are developing, you know, while the market's changing and recalculating them. See, so the question is, are we going to get something like this? This is kind of a reverse situation. You see how, like here, resistance was trying to hold, drove us back down. You get a close below the true average. So you could be thinking, okay, I'm going to go back down here, but no, this thing just explodes that way, right? Well, you know, that's why this is kind of up in the air where we're at right now. You can see right here, is this going to close and rocket back down like that? It certainly could. But the difference here is you can see all of our yellow dots here are still strong support below us. And that other example I just looked at, right here, do you see how the yellow dot was kind of support instead of, it wasn't up here for resistance, right? That's different. And you would have been going against that yellow dot there. Whereas here, you've got them underneath you, right? So we're pushing higher. But sometimes you just miss them, you wait, you don't take a trade every day. That's just kind of the way it goes. Still looking for something back in here. I don't like this, and like sometimes I'll go with this momentum and I'll go, okay, I think this thing could just keep rocketing and I'll get in. Like I'll chase a little bit, not much. I'm not a chaser, but here with what we're seeing on the daily, I don't like, I just don't think we're going to see a big push back to the upside. It's just my feeling about it. If anything, I think we're going to be kind of range bound the rest of the day. So I like a long down in here though. Well, guys, we're definitely getting our answer here. We're squeezing. But you just wait, you take what you can get. This is the real side of trading, you know. You can see the highlight videos. Hey, I made 1,800 bucks. Hey, I made 2,000 bucks. Oh, I made this, I made that. You don't see all this waiting. That's actually what leads to the profits. It's all the waiting. So if I see something I like, I'll flip the recorder back on. Still going to keep record. We still have an hour and 5 minutes left. I might get a good opportunity. I'm just going to wait for something I like. The best one, you know, I thought we had a chance for was here earlier. If we didn't get that flush kind of made it difficult. And the good news is we stayed out of trouble. All right, guys, I'm still here, still recording this for you. I really don't have a sense of what the market's going to do here heading into the close. We got about 25 minutes left. It's 3:35 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to sit here and see if I get anything. But generally speaking, you got to be very careful during power hour. I'm not sure what this market wants to do right here. This is I kind of think we're going to be stuck looking at the daily. So if I see a decent opportunity on the lower time period and it's in a decent higher time period level, I might consider it. Excuse me, long or short. Tired, been inside all day. Got to get out and go for my walk around Escazú, Costa Rica. All right, let's see. We'll have some fun anyway. See, guys, that's the thing too. You got to enjoy the journey. Like even though I haven't taken a trade today, I'm watching, I'm learning, teaching you guys. There's always more to learn, and you got to be passionate about this stuff. People say, "Oh, it's boring." Well, I mean, most jobs are super boring. I mean, this job's awesome. Like, yeah, you got to be patient, wait for trades, but it's still a sweet job, you know. We got our true average right here on the higher time period, right there. We got our congestion support level here with these cyan dots, envelope bottoms. You get some support here, 22 150-ish. So if we look at, okay, we say, well, there's some support there, right? Well, what do we have in the lower time period that's support? Well, I mean, generally speaking, see, this is a kind of a nice level too back here because that's where that move started. You can see you got a little bit of a, like a, what do you call this? Like a trough. You see, it's like, you know, like the crest of a wave is going up. This is a trough. It's the opposite of a crest. That can be quite strong when you bring it over here. Right now in the lower time period, we are technically trending up because we got 1, 2, 3 closes above the middle here of the moving average envelope. And now this is dropping, right? Trying to anyways. So the question is, where would I expect the congestion support level to maybe be strong? You know, maybe in here. We'll see. I'm not like super feeling it. So it's never a good sign when you're like, how can I find a trade here? So the ones that are obvious, once you learn the system, they're obvious. Don't need to force it. But let's see, might get something. The algos should be coming on here soon. 340, 345, 350. We're about 2 minutes away from, well, 1 minute away from 340. So let's see if some algos get turned on here. See if we can get some volatility, or as they say, my amigos south of the border, volatilidad. Got to get my Spanish going. Sí, ¿qué es el volatilidad de la bolsa? Where is the volatility in the stock market? Let's see. 340 is in 10 seconds. Should be something going on. We're going to get a close here as well, you see, on this bar in about 500 contracts. There's 340. Sometimes you get an algo that kicks on around 340. Otherwise, it's 345, 350, general timing around now. When I say an algo, I mean like an end of day buying program or selling program for a bank or whatever it is they do. So you can see we're right at the point of control here for the day. I think we're just going to kind of be stuck right in here. I think that point of control is going to act like a magnet. So if we kind of push down here away from it, I think maybe you could get a buy back up to it. If you pushed up here above it, you could maybe get a sell back down to it. Something like that. See, but this is very quiet, so I might have to just say, hey, we're not taking a trade today, you know. But yeah, you guys got to see all this. It's kind of fun. I mean, did I miss anything? Not really. I mean, I had my reasons. I told you why I didn't take that trade. I was ready to pounce, had the lower time period confirmed nicely. It didn't. So, hey, it was what it was. So here you can see you got a nice little pull. You're trending. There's a pullback. Got some buying. So that could push us higher for sure. Say, Wendy, why aren't you buying? I just don't really like, you know, where we are right here on the higher time period. I don't feel compelled to take a trade. I don't have to do it. All right, guys. I'm going to turn the recording off now because I'm just exhausted. It's been going for an hour. I think there's a lot of really good educational material in here for you guys. So I probably will upload it to the channel so you can see the art of sort of patience and stocking a trade. And, you know, this is what it's all about. I'm going to watch the market here the last 20 minutes. And if I see something I like and I take it, I will upload a video showing you what I took and if it won or it lost and what happened and why and all that good stuff. I'm just too tired to run the OBS right now. So that's pretty much it, my friends. Hope you're all having a good day, and I'll be back again soon.